I don't understand why people do that. You met some guy that you barely knew, and next thing you know, a complete stranger is living in your house. And in my day, you are the person that they used to do after school specials for. You're just a walking Lifetime movie waiting to be happening. And you know what? Mom and I will sit and watch that Lifetime movie. And you know what we'd say? Oh, no, there's no way somebody would let a complete stranger who has no job move in with them. This can't be a true story. And then you know what happens in the Lifetime movie? The screen goes black, and then you got a law named after you. All right. And are you the same Bianca Aguilar who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 10408 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, on February 24, 2021 for a term of 4 years? Is that you? All right. And do you plead true to violation of condition number 2 in that motion as well? And state, are you waiving all of the allegations?
We are, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
Did you understand in each cause number by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2 in each cause number? Then in each cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you adjudicate the defendant guilty, revoke her community supervision, and sentence her to 1 year in the state jail.
All right. And is that what you're requesting?
It is, Judge, and that the time be run concurrent, and she should have credit for time served in both cases. She has 480 in one case and 478, I believe, in the other, but she also did 9 months in safety.
All right. So, and the cause number ending in 08, did she pay restitution to Waldo Castro?
I guess not, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, if you just give me one moment.
Sure.
Judge, a amount of $99 for restitution was paid in 08.
Okay. And was there any restitution to Gilbert Ramirez that was due?
No, Judge, don't have any record of that.
All right. And what has she done on probation?
Your Honor, she was in drug court and she was doing fairly well in drug court. She was a couple of weeks from actually graduating and she relapsed. She completed the dual diagnosis residential facility and she completed safe P.
You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Yeah.
All right. So what's going on with your life? Why didn't you successfully complete probation?
I got especially.
Okay, you're gonna have to stop whispering. I can't hear.
I went around with the wrong people again. But I was doing very well. I was able to maintain a job. I actually still have my job. They put me on a leave of absence for now. I was renting my own house. I still have my house, thank God. But I had a setback. I relapsed.
All right, so there has to be more going on because felony drug court just doesn't kick you out because you relapsed.
I was mixed up with the wrong crowd again, and I'm not.
What does that mean, the wrong crowd?
I went back to the same people that I kind of distanced myself from.
But still, felony drug court, if you get involved with the wrong crowd, and I always tell people, when you say you're involved with the wrong crowd, if those people were before me, they would say, I'm involved with the wrong crowd. And I would ask them, who's the wrong crowd? And they'd say, Bianca.
So at the time, when I went on a 4-day jail sanction for coming up dirty. And so when I went on this 4-day jail sanction, I was talking to a guy, and I guess the guy that I was talking to, they got word of it. I'm not sure if it was from from his ex. I'm not sure exactly how, but they got word of it. They, and I know Judge Glenn had kind of like, I guess he already knew his name and everything. He told me not to contact him, but he was staying at my house while I went to the 4-day jail sanction. So when I went to the 4-day jail sanction, I did contact him, and that's when they decided to terminate me.
Well, what do you mean you did contact him? He's living with you.
Yeah, he was living.
Why is he living with you?
He wasn't at the time, he just didn't have anywhere to stay. He was there for about a week, and then my dad ended up going over that weekend when he found out that I was doing the 4-day jail sanction and kicked everybody out of my house. So
So here's my question. What is your relationship with this person? No, I mean, when you had him staying at your house.
It was like a sexual relationship.
Okay, so this is what I don't understand, and help me understand. I understand that people fall in love, right? But I don't understand this thing that women are doing now and men are doing too. But you're female before me, so I'll just say what women are doing now. I don't understand why women are having grown men live in their house. They don't have a job, so they're not bringing anything to the table. All they're doing is taking resources. They take the food because they don't have a job. They send you off to work. They don't clean because they feel like a woman should be doing the cleaning and the cooking, and they bring nothing to the table. I mean, are women so desperate now for men that they're just like, you know what? I know you don't have a job. I know you have no means of supporting yourself and you're a grown man, but come live with me. Is that where we fall into? That we're so desperate to have a man in our life that we would risk going to the state jail facility for 2 years to have a man in our life. And the thing about it is, I know with felony drug court, they probably told you more than one time not to have contact with him.
They told me that weekend because it was that week that they found out about him. I had just known him a couple weeks.
Okay, and here's the other thing. You know somebody for 2 weeks, and next thing you know, they're living with you. You know, that's how children end up getting killed. Let me just tell you, in my experience as a prosecutor and defense attorney, you know what ends up happening? A woman will go out, meet some guy at a club on Friday, and instead of that guy having enough money to take them to a hotel or motel, they just come back to the lady's house and they never leave. I'm like, this is just, I don't understand why people do that. You met some guy that you barely knew, and next thing you know, a complete stranger is living in your house. And in my day, you are the person that they used to do after school specials for. You're just a walking Lifetime movie waiting to be happening. And you know what? Mom and I will sit and watch that Lifetime movie. And you know what we'd say? Oh, no, there's no way somebody would let a complete stranger who has no job move in with them. This can't be a true story. And then you know what happens in the Lifetime movie? The screen goes black, and then you got a law named after you. So I don't know why I should just give her a year for disobeying the rules of felony drug court. And I don't think it's just one time. Felony drug court doesn't do this thing, because I used to be an attorney in felony drug court. If I were in felony drug court, they would say, Stephanie, we don't want you having contact with John Doe, because John Doe is a drug user. John Doe sells drugs. Don't have contact with him. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they catch me with John Doe. You know what they do? They don't kick me out of drug court. You know what they say? Hey, this is the last time we're going to tell you. We're giving you this amount of time to get John Doe out of your apartment. And if you have issues with John Doe getting out of your apartment that's in your name, here's an attorney for you. They will do the necessary things and tell you what you need to do to have that person removed from your apartment. I know they did that. And I don't think you told them John Doe was living with you. I think you were shocked. They learned he was living with you.
Okay, so I didn't tell them. I did try to lie about it in the beginning, but when I went in to talk to the judge, I already knew what it was about. I didn't know what it was about.
Because you know they found out.
They didn't find out he was living with me, but I let them know that day because I just knew that he pulled up the records. I know how Judge Glenn is, and I know they've given me multiple chances, and so they had to tell me that was it. And I understand that I was in there for 3 years, so I know Elsa knew me very well.
And do you have children?
They have 2 children there with their dad.
And you letting this man come in your house just put your children before that man, were you planning on ever having visitation with your children? And then you know what would have happened? You would have had visitation with your children, and that man would have been there, a complete stranger. And children are always depending on their parents to alert them to danger and not bring danger to him. And you know how children sometimes end up getting abused and murdered because parents are letting complete strangers come live with them. And that same guy that you have who's not working, and then he sends you off to work and you leave your children with a complete stranger. That's what happens. All of this because people have, I guess, no self-esteem for themselves or lowering their standards. Let me help you out. At some point, you know what the bare minimum standard you should have if you're getting involved with a guy? Unless he is super wealthy, that person needs to have a job. You don't need to be supporting an adult male. You're not even supporting your children, but you're supporting a grown man. I'm not going to give you a year. All right. I'm finding 2 true in each case. And I'm going to sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. Finding you guilty. Give you credit for any time served.
Does that include her safety?
Did she successfully complete it?
It's my understanding.
Probation, did she successfully complete safety?
Yes, sir. And I believe DDRF. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll give you credit for safety because you successfully completed. And I'll give you credit for DDRF. Did she successfully complete DDRF?
Yes.
All right, now I'll give you credit for that. Did you review in each case the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal. And that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You are an adult. If you want to do silly things and risk your life by moving in complete strangers in your house, you can do that. But the problem is when you have children, then children end up with complete strangers. And people will always tell me they will not allow drug addicts or whoever to babysit their children. That's what you do when you move a complete stranger, a grown man who doesn't have a job. Have some standards and don't go past those standards and don't ever let complete strangers come and live in your apartment. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? And when you get out, if you still have issues and you want some help with drug treatment, you can always come back to court and I'll find a place for you, okay? All right, good luck to you. 2020 CR 9618 State versus Ricky Thatcher. Could I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Nick Aguilera, on behalf of the Honorable Ricky Thatcher.
You know, the indictment as presented.
No, Your Honor, we are waiving the repeater enhancement and the deadly weapon allegation and count 1. We are proceeding on count 2, but we have a motion to proceed on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, PG1, 200 to 400 grams. And then we are proceeding on counts 3 and 4 as is.
And count 2. The state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 200 grams to 400 grams. That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Count 3 is evading arrest detention with a vehicle. Count 4 is felon in possession of a firearm. Those are third-degree felonies. Range of punishment for each of those is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Thatcher, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on counts 2, 3, and 4. They're proceeding on the lesser included offense in count 2 of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 200 grams to 400 grams. Punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There are no applications, and the state will take in consideration 2025 CC 009785. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Then to count 2, the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
To count 3, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
To count 4, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers states 1 in attachments.
And for the purpose of this plea, Judge, we have no objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Part of the plea bargain was the objection.
Thank you. Oh, I think this is a county court.
Take it. I thought they handed it to me to hand to you.
All right, no problem. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty of counts 2, 3, and 4, and the court will find you guilty of counts 2, 3, and 4. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
You would consider considering going straight to punishment, Judge. There's no application. We're not applying. We know we're going to TDC, and would ask you to consider the recommendation of 8 year TDC.
All right. This is what the court will do. In count 2, the court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison. And as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty of counts 2, 3, and 4. And counts 3, the court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Count 4, the court would sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Counts 2, counts 3, and counts 4 are running concurrently, and legally they have to run concurrently.
Yes, Judge.
There's to be credit for any time served. Take in consideration 2025 CC 009785. There's to be a $2,000 fine, and there's to be no contact with minors.
Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You have some decisions to make about your life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Only 1 or 2 things will happen in the business that you're in. Number 1, the money that you make, that's the fast money. I bet you don't even know where it went,
It's not worth.
and it's not worth it. And because when you do this, you are building your happiness off someone else's misery, and that's never a good thing to do. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.